Hello, mic check. Hopefully the audio sounds good. Welcome everyone. It is open reviews today, so if you have a game that you would like me to look at, I can do so and try to give you some advice and some tips. And for those who are here and just watching, what do you think about the new OGS layout? Thank you, Gingerler. There's a lot of negativity on the forums. I will say that. Not everyone likes this new layout. I personally think the layout is much better. So I think the reason a lot of people don't like it, not to say it's you, Ginger, but I think the reason a lot of people don't like it is because it's different. Not because it's an improvement or not an improvement, but I think it's because it's different. And I think people were used to something, they knew how to use it, they knew exactly where to click to get what they wanted, and now it's all different. They have to learn a new system. And I think that is irritating for a lot of people, and I completely empathize. But for its general purpose, I think it's doing really well because it wants to move people towards the auto match instead of the custom games. There's lots of good reasons to do it. There's a whole post going over the data, excuse me, about the data uh, for why Fisher is better than Bioyomi, the amount of games that people play and the most common time settings that people play. And the entire goal is to let people get in the match as quickly as possible, right? So they want you to be able to play the game as big as possible. Right. So the custom games still exist for those who want it, and there's still quite a few people who are using it. I think that's fine. But for the quick match, for the new user experience, I think this is going much better, simply because it's trying to get you into a game quickly. Now, with that being said, I think a lot of people are going to be doing the 5 minutes 5:30s because everyone loves Bioyomi. But I also think there's plenty of people who are going to go to the default, which is 5 minutes 5 seconds, Fisher. And I think Fisher is the way to go in the future. So it'll be a little bit of a transition to get people over to this one. With that being said, it's also going to be a thing that people are going to do the main one 5 minutes more often than the 30 seconds one. I think a lot of people will not be doing these just because people don't like playing fast. But I wanted to do these and I could not get a match. I did, however, get a match at 5 minutes 5:30s. I tried it today. I could not get one at 5 minutes 5 seconds, but I only left it for like 30 seconds here and then 30 seconds here. And I think I got it at 31 seconds. I got a match and did play a game today. So I think it's easy to use. It's understandable, and it's trying to help you get into a match quickly, backing it up with data and research. So for its purposes, for what they're trying to do, I think they're doing it quite well. I think they are doing it quite well. Right, the dawn level is going to be much more difficult regardless. And I do have it limited to 2Q. 2Q is the weakest I was playing against. I did face a 1-dan though. I did get a 1-dan. Yeah, I think this is very common on OGS specifically because 5 minutes is pretty slow for, or pretty normal / slow for people who play on Fox. I think 5 minutes is plenty. Honestly, it might be too much because you see it takes 25 minutes to play. I think 30 seconds plus 3 is perfectly fine. I would be comfortable with it. Because on Fox, I'm trying to play lots of games, right? I want to play lots of games and get experience and yada yada. But a lot of players feel like you need a lot of time in the main time. They want to think forever. They want to spend 1 hour for every single game they play, maybe an hour and a half. And I think that's kind of a common thing on OGS on the OGS community is they want longer games, which in and of itself isn't a bad thing. It's just different. You can play a lot of higher quality games doing it. but it also means you're playing less games. So there's pros and cons to it. And I'm a big believer of you need both. You need both fast games and long games. And I usually prefer my longer games to be in something like leagues or tournaments or something like that. And for rated games, I prefer more quicker matches where I can have enough time to think, but also it's not going to take so much time that I won't play another game. So I really quite like the 5 minutes. I think it's perfectly reasonable. I think it's really nice. 5 minutes 5/30s is honestly really long. It's much longer than 5 minutes plus 5 seconds, I think. Because 5/30s can take like an hour or more. You don't understand. I don't think people understand how long 30 seconds per move is. It's a long time. Yeah, and I think that's perfectly reasonable. I think that's perfectly reasonable. Everyone's going to enjoy the Go their own way. I'm speaking from improving as fast as you can sense, but for enjoying the game, you should play whatever time setting you enjoy. And I think a lot of people will enjoy 10 minutes plus 10 seconds. I think that's perfectly fine. It is going to be longer matches, but that way you can still get the types of games that you want. And I think that's really good. For me personally, I want to play in these top two. And I think I'm only going to be able to play the 5 minutes one, simply because I don't think there will be enough people in the 30 seconds. Yeah, I agree. I quite like GoQuest, simply because it gets you a game fast. And that's one thing that I actually still don't like about this, is there's still too many options in my opinion. I do think flexible is very nice. That way it'll accept either one. I think that's perfectly reasonable. But I do think that this should probably be like maybe one. Not because I think there's one that's better than everything. It's because the amount of people on OGS is just not enough people. If you go to the community, you can go to chat. You can see in the top right, 3,970 players online, right? And not all of them are playing. So, in my opinion, I think maybe one time setting for every 1,000 players is plenty. And the fact that we have 3 board sizes and 9 options, 10 options if you include correspondence, but let's just assume 9. 9, 10, 11, 12 options. We do have flexible, but in my opinion, we're 3,000 players. That's still a lot of choices. And if the goal is to get people in as fast as possible, I think you could even narrow this down even more. I think just getting rid of the 10 minutes and 30 seconds and just having 5 minutes would service 70 to 80% of the community and get matches much faster. But people are already throwing a fit. So there's no way that's going to be acceptable. And I know there's plenty of people that like their long games, and I completely understand that. I just think the community isn't big enough to do all these different options. But that is an opinion. I have no data to back it up. I think the data should always win doing the research. So we will see how this goes and see what data they come up with. Either way, I think it's a vast improvement. I think it's hopefully going to get people in matches much faster. It's easier to just click a button and play a game. I think that should be all you need, is just click a button and play. So I think it's an improvement. I quite like it. I think it's going the right direction. And I think there's still plenty of options for those who are not interested in just the main one click and go. The ones that want like longer games, that's still there. The ones who want more custom, it's still here. The bots, you're out of luck because all the bots are down and broken and no one knows why. Like I went through these and I think there's like 9 bots that are broken right now. I think yeah, the bots don't work at all. Yeah, so let's see. I went in here. Bots are timing with no moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bots. 10 bots of all of these are not working. It's like a third of the bots. Yeah, a third of the bots are not working. And as someone who's using the bots, yeah, some of them work. About a third of the bots are not working, though. As someone who's using the bots for Sumego Dragon's campaign mode, I'm like inside my head kind of freaking out because I'm like, oh, if they don't fix these bots, I have to redo my campaign mode for the bosses and stuff. I got to figure out what to do, right? Right now, I'm trying to take a little bit more patient approach and assume that's going to be fixed relatively quickly, because I'm pretty confident that they don't want a third of their bots to be broken. But yeah, basically, you'll start a game with it and they won't play a move. That's why it's broken. It just won't play a move. And like a third of the bots are just not playing at all. So the campaign bosses don't work on Samego Dragon. People who are trying to get a rank are playing bots that don't work on OGS. So nobody is happy. And I mentioned to Anoa, I was like, hey, did you change the API? And he's like, we haven't touched the API. And I'm like, something got touched. I don't know what. I am not the OGS developer, but someone touched something and nuked a third of the bots. I don't know why. I don't know who, but there was a button or a code and it was pressed and entered, and now a third of the bots don't work. So good luck to the OGS dev team. I'm wishing them best because I don't want to have to fix it because their stuff works really well and I'm already using it and I don't want to have to make new bosses and bots from scratch. But going down that route, classic intern mistake, right? Oh, that's interesting. Going down the bots route, though, I did try to teach myself how to make bots, and it took me several hours to get Katago working on Sabaki. I finally did get it working, though, and that's all fine and dandy, but one thing I really want to do is I want to learn how to use all the G and Yugo bots and then figure out how to allow you to play them in a web page. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. I think it's quite difficult, actually. Like you could play the bot using Sabaki locally or whatever, but if I want it in a website, it's actually a lot more involved. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. I don't know how other people are doing it. So I have like 3 tiers of learning to do. I have to learn how to get the bots and how to use them. I have to learn how to customize it so it can play what I want it to play, not just using Sabaki, but my own software. And then I have to figure out how to get it on the website. Right. So I think having a server with the API is going to be the way to go, but I have like 3 things that I have to learn before I can do it myself. And it's not going well. It's really hard to teach myself how to do a lot of the stuff, and a lot of the GitHubs and README documents assume that I know things, especially with the terminal and the command thing or whatever. It assumes I know a lot of stuff. And I did not know a lot of that stuff. And so I did a lot of ChatGPT and Googling, trying to understand which thing that I was missing so I could do step 1 or 2 of the repos. Yeah. So at some point, I want to do something. I think what I want to do is make my own bots and figure out how to get them to play on OGS, and then also get them to have like an API so I could just send them a board position and be like, give me a move. Yeah, ChatGPT's at least helpful. It could be better. It's definitely caused me some harm, but it's helped me more than it's hurt me. It has hurt me a few times, but it has helped overall more than it has hurt me. I tried to throw all of the Katago GitHub into a ChatGPT and be like, hey, tell me how to do this, and it didn't work. I wish it did, but it did not. It did, in fact, not work. It was not that simple, not that easy, and I was a little bit sad. I was hoping it'd be easy, and it's not. At some point, long-term plan, I want to have a server. I don't want to have a bot or several bots. It doesn't matter. And I want to send an API call and say, hey, here is a board position. I want you to give me the analysis, and I want you to give me a move for this level. So give me the overall analysis of who's winning and what the best moves are. And then I want you to pick a move at the level that you're at. And the Katago actually has the human-like responses, and I really want to learn how to use that. Catago has the human stuff, and I want to learn how to use it, but it's really confusing and difficult. But that is my long-term goal, that I can just send an API call to one thing and be like, hey, give me a move. And then I can just do whatever I want with that API call information. And I would love to have that simple, easy-to-use thing. But Catago is confusing. I did finally learn that Catago is two things, not one thing. I thought Catago was Catago. Turns out Catago is a machine kind of thing, but there's also a brain that you can like interlock in Catago, and you switch out the brains. And I'm like, that kind of makes sense in hindsight, but I didn't know that going into it. And I was like, why are there two files? Why is this not just working? Why do I have to get something else? Why do I have to rename it? Blah, 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 blah. It was a whole process. I finally got it working though, and that was nice. And I did learn that there's two parts to it, the Catago and the brain. So yeah, yep. I still don't understand AI. I've watched like a couple hours worth of videos, I think, trying to understand what AI is. And I don't get it. I don't get it. I understand that you use things that will tell you things, but I don't understand what the things are. And it's not as simple as like brute forcing it, because that's not what AI is, apparently. You can't just say, hey, like, here's some logical steps, give values, and then give me something back. That is a way to do it, but that's not AI. That is robot. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. I feel like there's a college degree for this or something, and I'm just trying to teach it myself without a teacher. Freaking Google and ChatGPT Sensei is doing its best, but yeah, there's a reason they teach it in college with professors that are paid and know how to teach this stuff. Hi, kitty cat. Daily dose of cat. Here you go. Get in your little palette. Get in your little palette. She has her little palette on my desk. This one is silver. This one's mine, and my wife's is Gandalf the Gray, because he has gray fur. My naming sense sucks, so it is a color. She is silver, and she is a runt. She is really tiny. You have 4. Good grief. I can't handle 2. I will say the worst we had was 7 at one point, and I was like, we gotta go down. There's way too many cats. Gotta get them away or something. Can't have 7 cats. I think 2 is my limit. 2 is my limit until I have kids, and then each of the kids probably will get 1 pet, and I'll teach them how to take care of it and blah, blah, blah. But for now, it's 2. 1 per human being. If you can't take care of it, you don't get 2. But yeah, she's my little cat. She's my little runt. She's very tiny. All right. I am happy to review it. Oh, we're that couple. Hey. Cats are a lot cheaper than humans, okay? I'm just throwing this out there. They're a lot cheaper and a lot easier to get rid of in emergency situations. So you're white. All right. Learning go. I would recommend responding to things, but you can. It's just not what I would recommend. Typically, you go out or you attach. No! This is too much weakness. It's too difficult. Run away. Don't get surrounded. Oh, you misclick guide the raid. Yeah, sure. You should have your points back now. Getting surrounded is typically really good for the person surrounding. So that means this is going to be good for black. Okay, this is big move, perfectly fine. Keep in mind, you are playing 4th line here and 4th line here. This means you are looking towards the center. Okay, I want to see this in the future. You're playing 4th line and 4th line. I want to see future center stuff. The Joseki is here, 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 here. You can't make a base, so you're going to jump. That is the way you would play this. So it looks like you're missing Josekis. I think Josekis. So immediately, Smega Dragon / pattern search. Come on, Opera. You can do it. Firefox can do it. Oh, yeah. There's Josekis for everything. We got that one, and then also Sekipedia.com. This one. Yeah, Firefox handles a lot of my coding issues. Firefox is great for debugging stuff. Stitches on the homepage. When you're not using Opera's browser, this Opera browser. Oh, dear goodness. Okay. Can you see my Firefox? Yeah, man. Brave is where it's at. I don't know Brave. I don't know what Brave is. Smagadragon.com. And then on the browser, on the left, we can see study. And then you have pattern search and pro players that exist now. And the pattern search is here. I will have something for Joseki in the future, but it's buggy. But technically, yeah, this is the pattern search. Technically, I do have a page for Joseki that is in development, but it has a lot of bugs and doesn't work. But basically, what I'm going to do is, rather than having the dictionary of all the Josekis, I'm going to make Joseki libraries. So, for example, DDK 44 Josekis, SDK 44 Josekis, DDK 34 Josekis, SDK 34 Josekis, Dawn level Josekis, right? I'm going to divide it up. So all the dictionary is not in just one file. I'm going to divide it up. That is my long-term goal for Josekis. But it's buggy. Yeah, it's buggy and it don't work right now. And currently I'm trying to focus on the Semegwa stuff, but it is in the works. It does exist. It is on my to-do list. You can go here first. That's fine. Okay, nice big move. So in the opening, I want to say everything on the right is good for black. And everything on the left is even. So 2 corners, I think you've made mistakes in. So that means you're just at a small disadvantage. Okay, big move is fine. I think a shoulder hit would be more consistent. But it's fine. It's not a huge deal. Okay, and then jump, jump. Very good. If you want to do this, I think here is probably what you're after. This is probably what you're after. Very good. Very good. Good reading. You owe one more move, but other than that, it's doing good. Yeah, so good reading here. You stay connected. Black's still floating. Because black has no foundation, black is still floating. Just get this move in. Just get this move and fix the corner. There's a lot of weakness with this point right here. Because if you go that way, they just get out. So you have to block, and then they go here. But you can't block here because you can lose that stone. So you have to play this way, and then they play that way, and then you play that way. And this is actually not 100% alive, so you owe another move. So it's really uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. And then there's this option Or I can try to do this. Testing attachments. Oh, okay. Try to attach to single stones, not 1-point jumps. I think that's where the confusion is. Attaching to single stones is usually fine. Attaching to 1-point jumps is not always okay. So try attaching to stones that are by themselves, like single stones. I want to say that's going to be a little bit better. Okay. I want to see an attack. I want to see you using this thickness to attack something. You could shoulder hit as well. You could technically attach, but attachment would more focus on this section rather than this section. So I think a shoulder hit is more proper direction. But the idea is I want to see something attacking this. Okay. Attachments are typically for invading or developing, not for defense. And this is kind of a weak group. So probably you want to cap. Because if I play like this and then like this, maybe I consider cutting you. Maybe I consider cutting you. You have to be careful. Not every attachment is equal. Attachments are not created equal. Uh-oh. I'm not sure what you're after with this, though. It's the battle of the ladder breakers. Just save it. Just save it and move on. Just save it and move on. just save the weaker. Don't get into the battle of the ladder breakers, because someone's gonna end up in bad shape and there's just no point for it. This is not a way to play. Everyone's getting cut. Everyone's bad here. This stone is dying, so it's bad for black. This stone is getting surrounded, and the moyo is small, which reduces the weakness of the influence. So this is bad for white. So black got on the outside and got the influence and reduced the wall. So it's good for black, except black also lost a stone in the process. So it kind of evened out. So everyone is bad here. But I want to say white's more bad because you're not using your thickness. Black only lost 1 stone. You lost value from the thickness. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Great psychology plays. If you want a real ladder breaker, like make it Sente. Make the ladder breaker Sente. Like make that an actual thing to worry about. Right? You want to make that ladder breaker something real. Make it Sente. Attachments, you should know, become a weak group. So this is getting a weak group next to a weak group. So these 3 stones are a weak group. They have no foundation. So it's a little risky. This is getting 2 weak groups. I want to just play defense. And then I want to attack the floating black stones in the center. That is what I want to happen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's a cutting point. Well, now we're into reading battles. Touching and cutting is all reading stuff. And I want to say white out red black. Booyah! Okay, now you just save your stuff and you have a better position. Yeah, good job. Good reading. Nope, one more, and then everything is alive. Everything is alive with 1 more move. Maybe like this. It's ugly, but it works. Yeah, it's ugly, but it's my ugly little duckling, but my duckling can swim, okay? It's the ugly duckling that can. Don't attach to weak groups. You cap weak groups. Attachments make both sides strong, and they want to get strong, so you don't want to let them get strong. Crosscut, they can't honey in your house because you cut them, and something else that rhymes, I don't know. Anyway, weak groups don't get to play Knights moves and Hanes without consequence. Weak groups need to stay connected, so if they don't stay connected, you can cut them. So definitely want to crosscut here. Cut, 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 cut. Yep, weak group. And potentially, in the future, a second weak group. Definitely difficult, though. That is because of this. But maybe you can come up with something. Here's optimistic. Here, something. It is getting a little bit late to cut, but it's still something you should think about. I still want to just cut. And now you're threatening these two stones, so they have to fix. And now you can just jump out. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Got in trouble. Yeah, black got profit from their weak groups, which means this is an attacking problem. Because these were weak stones. The weak stones got points. Weak stones getting points usually means you attacked it incorrectly. Yeah, it's fine. Yep. Nope. Don't die. Don't die. There's this issue, yes, but still, I think you are okay. Lots of cutting points. Just be connected and be alive. Yeah, you can't lose stones willy-nilly. If you're gonna lose those, then just play right here. If you're gonna lose them, then lose less. Yeah, there you go. Cut stuff. Cut stuff. It's your house. They come in your house, you take a samurai sword, and you cut them. You go chop, 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 chop. That is how you defend your household. With samurai swords. Good reading, Ah! Yeah. No, yeah. Sorry. I hallucinated. You're good, and black dies. Okay. That happened. Yeah, your reading's pretty good. Shoulder hit. When you can't bonk the monkey on the head, when the bonking the monkey on the head doesn't work, well, it does work in this case. But when you can't, you bonk it on the shoulder. But in this case, it does work. You can bonk it on the head. But maybe you're worried about 3-3. Maybe you're worried about the 3-3. But yeah, bonk the monkey on the shoulder or bonk it on the head. Usually it's bonk it on the head. This fixes the monkey, and now the monkey gets to run loose. Now the monkey runs loose. The monkey is loose in the house. The monkey is loose. Holy crap. That's a lot of counting. I think you're right. Nah, you can go here. Get that extra stone. You can do it. Block. This is really big. It's like 20-something points. It's pretty big. Okay. Okay, that's weird, but okay. Ooh, that hurts. All right, I want to say your middle game reading is good. We just got to work on... Uh-oh. Cutting points. Cutting points. Yeah, your reading's definitely better than your opponent's. But you just gotta profit from the attacks, and you gotta get better timing with the attachments. I think that is the key. So attacking and just keep gaining experience with attachments, learn more about it. But yeah, attacking was definitely the big thing. You weren't attacking the weak groups with your thickness. The thickness needs to attack stuff. The attachment reading, though, was decently well. So keep doing your Go problems. I think you're doing great. If you want top left, okay. Da, 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 da. Looking at the top left, ignoring the rest of the board. We're looking at the top left, ignoring, looking at the top left, waiting for the top left. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's good. What? Different game. Got it. Okay, no worries. No worries. Oh, they're so close to us, to Suji right here. That's a Self-Atari, never mind. Oh, we're so close. It's so close. Makes me cry. That is unfortunate. Oh. Attachments can lead to cutting points, so I think Go problem-wise, I would focus on squeeze tactics and throw-in tactics and snapback. These are a lot of attachment shapes, or things that can come out of attachment fights. Things that can come out of attachment fights are the cutting points and the squeeze type moves. So I think these three would be my advice if you want to use those. I think that's good enough from this game. From one game, that's probably good enough advice. All right, hopefully you found it helpful. Anyone else got a game that they would like reviewed? Or any advice, questions that I can that you have? Hello, Scuba. Do you have a game to review? Or do you have any questions about improving or studying or the weather? Weather's actually a little cold today, but not as cold as it was yesterday. Yeah, it's fine. Just take what I say with a grain of salt, and it's advice, not rule of thumb. But yeah, SDK is fine. Boom. Okay, Scubatron. Not a scuba diver, you're a Scubatron. You're an awesome robot thing. Versus Juan Pablo Bustos. What flag is that? Argentina. Got it. I'm thinking like Megatron Transformers, but a scuba diver transformer. That's the vibe that I get. Ooh, we're doing cross. Okay. Okay. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Left side is the open side, to be fair. Dun dun. Yep. Okay. Cut. Yep. Well, so far you're doing great. Doing pretty good. I think I would just capture this stone. Yeah, doing great so far. Tachane, connect. Yeah, why are you 6Q? Do you have to have a 6Q mistake somewhere? Your opponent's a lot more 6Q than you are. This one's a little bit slack. You could pincer it here. And then jump and then cash out if you want. Used to be 4Q. Got it. Okay, now we want to double attack. Very good. Take Nobi. Ooh, attaching to weak groups. Not recommended. Maybe a cap and then a split. Cap and split. Yeah, touching to weak groups will make both sides strong, and since they're weak, they want to get strong. So you don't attach to weak groups. This should get cut, I think, but it doesn't feel right. But okay, not a huge deal. But white is making shape here, which is unfortunate. You're not getting a lot of profit. No, this is free. And don't attack the tail unless it's Sente. This one is Sente now. Maybe you're being sneaky about it. Yeah, okay. Maybe you're being sneaky about it. Never mind. No. We're still in the middle of a fight. An immediate thing, my first idea is to cut. That is my first idea, is to cut it. Second idea is to threaten to cut it. Yeah, there's a weak group. Attack the weak group. Okay. Stay with the weak group. This is not connected to the weak group. That's just going to attack it. This is overplay. This just dies straight up. Yeah, these two stones didn't need to die. Maybe you're at low on time. All of a sudden, your moves are being very disconnected. Okay. Okay. Attachment to gain strength is fine, but you're attaching to a one-space jump, which is really strong. Maybe just run away. Because white's also weak, right? These two white stones are not 100% strong. So I think run away while threatening to go around them is the way to play good defense. That would be a very strong defense way. Okay. Yeah, uncomfortable, but possible so far. All right, and you're alive? Hello. This is a little overplayish because you don't need it to cut. You can cut it without this move, but okay, we'll see how it goes. Cutting stones are important. Cutting stones are important. Uh-oh. Definitely good for white. This is going to nothing. There's two stones right here, but you gave up like 8 points instead of cutting it and making it 2 weak groups. Instead of making it 2 weak groups, you made it alive. And the Panuki is good in an empty center, but not a closed center. You still get to attack these, though. That's not nothing. But I would have preferred to see a cut. I want to see cuts. Make it 2 weak groups. Yeah, I lost a lot of value there. Not sure what they're doing here. Not sure what you're doing here. There's nothing here but in-game. This is all in-game. Attack the weak group, or the last weak thing on the board. No, save the cutting stones. Cutting stones are important. Cutting stones are very important. Okay, if we're not going to attack these 4 stones, then it's endgame. Here, here. Here, 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 here. I can't not see this move. It's very big. Connect or reduce. Just reduce it. Yeah, I want to say your opening is strong, but you're not really getting much from the attacks. This is overplay because you can't escape with it. How do you save these 2 stones? You might be able to sacrifice them, but... yeah, I don't see a way out for these 2 stones. So here. And then endgame. Yeah, I want to say the big key here is there was 1.5 weak groups right here. And you made it live and lost points doing it. And there was weak stones right here. And the weak stones ended up making territory. So usually, that means we've done something wrong. Not always, but usually means we've done something wrong. Weird timing on this one. Cut, 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 cut. Can we go right here? We gotta fix. We gotta fix. We gotta fix. We gotta fix. That is unfortunate. Yeah, I gotta fix. Unfortunate. That is crazy optimistic. If this works, I will tip my fantasy hat and my imagination to you. Because my first instinct says this is dead. Yeah. Don't throw in just because. I don't know why you're throwing in, but don't do that just because. It makes this less valuable. Now white can ignore a lot more easily. Did you resign? 20 points. If we look at the graph, you're winning, but then you never attack the weak group. Right? Now it's an even game, but you never really attack anything. It still wants you to save the cutting stones. Cutting stones are important. Okay, now white's winning because white's alive. And then once white lives with these 2 stones, I believe it's just over. Yeah. Almost over. Okay, so not completely over. You can improve your in-game looks like by 10 points. But the middle game, I think you lost 15 to 20 because you're not attacking. Yeah. You want it to live. That's the thing. You don't want it to die. If it dies, it's Gote. You want to attack in Sente. That's where the money's at. Attacking in Sente. Dead groups are Gote. We hate dead groups. If they die, we're like, dang it. I wanted Sente. I want to do everything and keep the initiative. I want everything. That is the mindset. I want to attack you for profit, and then I want to get the next big move, and then I want the big move after that as well. So I'm going to try to do all of those in Sente. Sente. And then I'll start in-game in Sente and do all the in-game Sente stuff. And Sente is like where all the mindset is at. Trying to do everything in Sente. Trying to gain profit, trying to gain points while forcing them to get 0. And then the way that looks like is you got to attack the weak groups and don't lose your cutting stones. Cutting stones are very, very important. Don't lose those cutting stones. Otherwise, I think your game was fine. So I think it's just the offense. That's all you're missing. Yeah, hopefully you found that helpful. I want to say life and death. Oh, do you know J Group? Do you know J Group?
Scoob_scones just followed.
Single digit queues. Oh, thank you for the follow. Single digit queues are notorious for not knowing their J groups. Come on, load it. Da 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 da. I have made a J group set for you. This is also in this Omega Dragon campaign somewhere. Okay. Gotcha. It's basically the same thing. The big key is to know your corner life and death. This isn't for you specifically, more as a general thing that I think single digit queues miss is J groups. Right? This is a general thing that I think a lot of single digit queues do not know. And what makes it so much more important is because this comes from 3-3 invasions. Like these are 3-3 invasions basically. And a lot of players will play 3-3 invasions, but they don't know squat about the J group or the corner life and death stuff. Yeah, this is the fundamental J group. This is the textbook J group. And then connect is the key and throw in. Push, push. There. Go down and throw in. Right? You just gotta know that basically by heart. Why do you just, is it just reduce? My bad. My bad. Anyway, here's a set of 20 J group problems for you. I made this for one of my students actually. So yeah, hopefully you'll benefit from it. And hopefully you find it helpful. And also make sure you're doing life and death. Never stop doing life and death. It is always helpful. As someone who does not do life and death, I can tell you how much how important it is to know it, because I get myself in a lot of trouble because I don't know it. So do your life and death problems. It's very important. Okay, anyone else have a game to review? Probably do one more review. Or anyone else have any questions that I can answer? Q&As, how to study, how to think. When do you attach? Attachments are typically to single stones, and you can attach to reduce or invade, and invasions can attach to gain strength. How do you think? That's actually a difficult question now that I think about it. Literally, I don't know. But in Go, you think by having the classy approach, right? You have something to think about. So you have your questions. What questions do you have? Where am I weak? Okay, what does that mean? Do I have a base? Am I connected? Yada, yada, yada. So how do you think is literally have your strategy, like your strategy questions, answer those questions, and formulate a strategy, and then find all your tactics to do that strategy. Basically, how do you think is asking questions. If you're not asking questions, you're not thinking. How do you move your mouse? Well, first you have to grow an arm. You can move a mouse without an arm. You just take your nose and you go do-do-do-do-do. You can move your mouse. Oh, how do I approve your message? I saw your message, PW. Good answer to a troll question. I saw it. I don't know how to not auto mod you. Any other questions? Last call for questions. Otherwise, I think we might just raid Zichen. What in the world is this? Is this the Wizard of Oz? Another Wizard of Oz?
Wicked.
Wicked. Is Wicked Wizard of Oz?
Technically, sorta. It's a prequel.
Prequel to the Wizard of Oz. Wait, they already had a prequel to the Wizard of Oz. Which one? That was with the...
I think one was based on an
Okay, this one's based on a book and a musical, and the wife wants to watch it. So I guess who's going to be watching Wicked, guys? I had no idea until about 2 minutes ago that I was going to be watching that movie. But apparently it is a thing that is in my future. It is within my future that I am going to be doing that, apparently. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully I was able to teach you something and just improve your game just a little bit more today. Shout out to SomegaDragon.com if you want to do puzzles like the ones I've been recommending, and shout out to my lessons. If you would like to get on voice call with me and do one-on-one lessons, you can do so, and then we'll have a little bit more in-depth reviews of your games and assign homework and everything else. Lesson packs do come with Somega Dragon, months of Somega Dragon, so 6-month pack comes with 6 months of Somega Dragon. But and we have the code Black Friday if you want a discount on the lesson packs or the lifetime on Somega Dragon. Use code BFriday. Lifetime and lesson pack discounts. All right, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.